What if the secret to getting more done isn't working harder, but loving your community more? Why do some entrepreneurs attract clients without marketing while others chase leads endlessly? Is your imposter syndrome actually proof that you're talented, not proof that you're a fraud? Hey, it's Joe Sayles Jr. What if I told you that collaboration could be your most powerful marketing tool? In today's episode, I'm sitting down with Diya Selva, the Get Stuff Done queen who grew a membership community to over 70 members in under 2 months. And she has coached more than 300 solopreneurs on turning their expertise into real authority. We're breaking down how thought leaders are building ecosystems, why curated communities matter, and the exact strategies you can use to grow your authority on LinkedIn. Stick around because Summer's going to give you some serious gems that'll flip your marketing game completely. I'm your host, Joe Sayles Jr. Welcome to Flip Your Marketing Flops, the digital marketing and lead generation podcast. Welcome to Flip Your Marketing Flops, the podcast, providing weekly episodes of presentations, interviews, and conversations with marketing professionals and industry experts discussing common marketing mistakes and how to prevent them. If you're an entrepreneur, local service-based business owner, small business marketer, or a new digital marketing professional, and you don't normally have access to insider marketing knowledge, then this podcast is for you. My purpose is to teach you the hacks, tips, and secrets that will prevent common marketing mistakes, saving you both time and money. Today we're talking about something most small business owners overlook. You don't just need more leads, you need a stronger ecosystem. Because when you build the right community around your expertise, the marketing gets easier, the trust builds faster, and opportunities start showing up instead of you always having to chase them. My guest today is Diya Selva, and she has mastered that. She's a website designer, an SEO strategist, content marketer, and most importantly, a community architect. Through connections, Fab Collabs, and Social Surge membership, she has created powerful spaces where entrepreneurs, coaches, authors, and service providers support each other, grow together, and turn their expertise into real authority and consistent income. She's coached over 300 entrepreneurs, hosted 14 summits, built a thriving membership of 70-plus members in under 2 months, and she literally wrote the book on bridging the gap between ideas and actually finishing the work called Stop, Mind the Gap. So if you've ever felt like you're doing business alone, or you know that you should be building relationships but don't quite know how to structure it, then this conversation is going to give you clarity, direction, and momentum. So let's dive into it. Summer, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Joe.
We met this past summer, and I had just come out of the corporate world, and I was saying to myself, I really got to get moving, get busy with things, and I have a tendency to hold back. When I met you, you said you had a speaking gig right away, and you got me rolling into it. So
I did.
I learned that you were pretty busy from that day on, and that's why you are known for the lady to get stuff done.
Yeah. Teach people to get stuff done.
Yes, I know. And so I figured I got to be in touch with you. I got to stay in touch with you regularly. My wife is one of those kinds of people. And when she's not helping or not with me on the business, I need people like you around. So recently I was checking out your presence on the internet. I know you do a lot. And I just discovered you do more than I thought you were doing on the internet when I started investigating for this interview. And recently you interviewed Jacques Skutecki. I met Jacques. Yeah, and so I watched that episode, and that just really kind of let me know exactly what you're doing in your interviews. You have different things on YouTube, and what do you have going on as far as everything that you're doing these days?
Well, let's get started with that YouTube. My business coach pushed me into doing things I'm not comfortable doing. So the past 3 or 4 years have been like totally pushing myself out of my comfort zone. My comfort zone was where I was extremely happy, but I wasn't moving anywhere. One thing was I hated myself on video. I hated my own voice playing back. And that all changed about 4 years ago, I think. Wow. This is what happened. In 2024, he pushed me to create my YouTube channel. And very recently, I started interviewing people. My goal is to get a minimum of 100 professionals to teach me something. So you said you watched Jacques and me talk, and that is a part of my Teach Me Something playlist.
Yes, and I'm sorry. I saw the number 100 on it, and I was like, yeah, that's a good goal to have for me, personally. I just took it as a goal for me personally.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and I saw that you're putting them out regularly. So believe it or not, even though you may not hear it from me directly, you're motivating for me. And to hear you say that you had your coach have to tell you this, it's interesting to me because I realize, for the longest time I wouldn't work with a coach, but it's to that point that I have to. Tell me everything else that you're doing. I know you have the connections, you have your, Fab Collab, you have, tell me a little bit more about what you're doing and who you're serving.
Who I serve, I own a digital marketing agency, and that's my bread and butter. I run that with a partner and a few VAs put together. Apart from that, my joy is in my community. I'm also a coach. I'm a get stuff done, whatever coach.
You could say it.
Get you done, coach. That's what I've been lovingly called. That's why I've adopted that phrase that people have given me. I teach people business strategy. Recently, the book that I wrote is called Stop, Mind the Gap. A lot of us have these invisible gaps that keeps us solopreneurs stuck. Like very talented people, but we are stuck between idea and execution. We are stuck between the planning and the action, visibility and authority. We are doing so many things, but how many things are we doing right? There's a huge gap in there.
Yeah.
So that's what I teach.
Confidence goes along with that too, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, I just did a podcast not too long back about that imposter syndrome, or actually I spoke with a group about imposter syndrome. That's one of mine, even though I have to stop and say, what a dodo, but it's natural. So anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I have a whole chapter given to imposter syndrome. That's the confidence gap. There are 14 gaps that I have figured out from my coaching experiences from the past 12 years. And confidence gap, clarity gap, communication gap, visibility gap. Speaking mostly of the imposter syndrome, like you said just now. Listen to this. Imposters, that feeling like I'm not good enough is because you want to be better than what you are. And that's a normal thing to have for somebody that's really talented, really qualified to do whatever they're doing. Probably you are more qualified than most people out there who are just winging it. Would an imposter have an imposter syndrome? No. An imposter would grab stuff and just roll with it.
I got to remember that particular phrase.
Yeah.
Because, and I relate it to perfectionism, I know, is another trait that causes it. And you just kind of described me in a nutshell. And it's like, I'm always trying to push further. I was a longtime martial artist. When I earned my first degree black belt, I didn't feel like it. And then my first time I competed in a tournament, I won my division level. And I'm like, I guess I am what they say I am, but I didn't feel like that. And it just never stopped in all the years and all the belt levels I earned in martial arts. So I get it in that perspective.
I'm exactly like you there. Very recently, somebody pointed out to me, like we were discussing in a big Zoom room, how did your 2025 go? And I'm like, And somebody said, what the hell are you talking, Summer? You just pulled out a huge community and you put it together within days. And then you put this book out and you established your coaching. You had 10 summits going. I'm like, oh yeah, I've been doing stuff, but it's not good enough for me.
Isn't it funny how you don't look back? You need to look back. Isn't that the funniest thing? And here's the other thing. With your own imposter syndrome, I don't look back to see what you did in 2024 or 2022 or 2018. I look at what have you been doing lately? And when I look at what you're doing lately, I'm like, wow, I'm not doing enough.
That's a voice in the back of the head that says, this is not good enough. This is not enough. You need more. I need to be more. Do more.
But you said something about your agency. I've been running an agency, and my agency at the time I wasn't even clear on what I was doing. I was let go because the industry I was working in was no longer doing ads on Google. And that was okay because I knew the day was coming. But when I got to that point, I had already thought, oh, I'll just freelance and do what freelancers do. But then it kind of became an agency because I had more skills that I hadn't always been using. And long and short of it is, though, the control freak perfectionist in me was never good at delegating. Let's just put it like this. Today's Friday. I will be bringing on the second person on board with my agency. I do have other people who I have done things with in the past, so I shouldn't say that exactly, but I don't delegate everything, and I don't delegate the things that I do well. I should be delegating those as well so I can run my business. So, yeah, lots to learn. The fact that you've delegated. Were you at one point like I am?
The first 6 years I ran alone, and delegation was really hard. When I hired my first VA, this is a random conversation we used to have. Summer, how do I do this? Come here, let me show you. Let me do it now. Okay, it's done now.
Yep.
So,
but now are you go straight to AI?
I use AI as less as possible. I use AI to get some ideas and to problem solve, but people are still people and people do their work.
Yeah, what I was thinking of was, do you tell them, go look it up? First of all, I keep everything in a guide to help me tell people what I would like for them to do. But if they don't have an answer, and being the old school teacher in me, because I used to be a school teacher, go look it up. And nowadays, like I grew up, go look it up in the encyclopedia. Well, nowadays, I'm like, AI probably can find the answer for you. So I was wondering if you were telling your VAs that kind of thing nowadays.
I haven't yet so far. I'm the kind of person who needs the idea first inside me. So I would probably look it up Google or AI and then gather the idea and then give it to them.
Gotcha.
Self-help among my team. I don't. I'm very bad at delegating too.
It's fascinating that I don't picture you that way. I picture you as, from my perspective, you got a lot going. You're a team of people. You've got it going on. You are what I'm aspiring to be now that I'm back in this world in many ways. That's kind of how I think of you, with here I am telling you, now I'm telling the world. But this is kind of how I think of you from behind the scenes. I want to be more like Summer. I got to keep moving. I got to keep going. I got to do more. And the bottom line is, it's interesting to hear you say the same things because you felt a couple of years ago, like I still sometimes am trying to move away from feeling, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I've come along a long way though. I've come a long way. Now there's SOPs in place. Whenever there's a new hire, look up the SOPs. Then there's a question and answer set. Like, did you actually read the SOPs? Did you actually watch these videos? If you did, answer these questions without going back to it. So once the team is totally onboarded, then we know that we are confident that they can, manage and carry out a task very well. And then we go like, okay, here's your first task. We are going to watch you. And once that task is done properly, now we have more confidence in this new VA or this new freelancer. And we say, okay, you can do it now.
Well, then I'm going to make sure I highlight this part of the video for my own personal notes so that I can go back to it, because it's one thing to say you just trust them to do what they do, but I don't want to do that. And so that's a great point for anybody out there who gets stuck in the fact that they're not delegating as much as they should be, which is something that happens to us as entrepreneurs. So moving forward, I want to get into some of your powerhouse areas, your community collaboration, things of that nature. When I think of you, I think of the fact that I came on to one of your summits, and man, I just opened a door of all these people I had never seen before, never met before, and opportunities to collaborate. And it's overwhelmed me a little bit in that I got to remember who I'm speaking with. How did you get to the point that you became a collaborator to the power that you are right now?
Well, I started off, I was just a coach in 2020, and I was one of the first people that got COVID. When I recovered, everybody had moved on to Zoom because we had lockdowns and all that. So the first handicap was I can't network anymore. Where am I going to find my clients? Until then, my clients were local. And I was a part of a BNI and a couple of other networking groups here. And then when it was like all Zoom, looking at me on Zoom on video was horrible. Finally, at some point, I think in April, at the end of April 2020, I said, I'm going to start my own networking meeting if you guys want to come. And they did. And by May or June, I had a name for it. I looked up, I wanted to make a website of it. I wanted to make it big. Connections.com was taken, so I just misspelled it. It's KONNXEXIONS. .ca was available. Bang, jumped on it, and let's make it a big thing. And had 2 networking meetings every week. Lots of people flocked in. I expanded my network like I never thought before.
Wow.
And all my clients that were local started to pull back because COVID, we are not going to continue our business. They moved on. But global doors opened, and that was beautiful.
Right.
And there were people that already knew other people in other states and other countries. So what we did was, let's get together for visibility. You and I together, we do this workshop and invite our teams, our network. So I invite my network, she invites her network, and there's, cross communication and cross growing.
Right.
One thing led to another, and 2021 was full of those collaborations. But at the end of it, I fell into a semi-coma after my shots. I took one of those COVID shots and stuff went down the drain.
I didn't know, man. You're the first person I've heard that from.
Oh my God, yes. Within weeks, I was lying in a hospital bed in India in a semi-coma because doctors here didn't know what to do about it. And I was gaining water weight like a pound a day. 60 pounds later, I couldn't breathe. So I took a year and a half to 2 off. And somewhere down there was a cancer. The cancer also had to be taken off. And then when I came back, all these collaborators came back saying, you want to do another workshop since you're back to business? And I didn't have the energy or strength to market my business again. But I said yes because I've been, good friends with these people. And we started these workshops. This was 2023. By the end of 2023, I had a dream. In my dream, it was God, but it was an invisible voice that said, Samar, where are your people? Gather your people. Your people are scattered. Samar, gather your people. And it went on over and over like a broken record. And I woke up and I couldn't make sense of it. I spoke to my life coach and he says, I know what this is. Subconsciously, I've been wanting to restart Connections again. So 2024, I started Connections. Restarted.
Like you, I think the calling was even higher than that.
I think so.
And that's where you're meant to be.
My word of that year was gather. And I did gather. Oh boy, I gathered. 6 months later, I had another dream, Joe. In that dream, I was like, how is all this business coming to you, Summer? Because you don't advertise or market your business, but people are coming to you instead of you chasing customers. It's because of these fabulous collaborations. And then when I woke up, I thought, oh, fabulous collaborations. Fab Collabs. I should start a Facebook group by that name. July 30th, 2024 is when I started that. Fab Collabs, and boom, lots of collaborations are happening. And, when people are meant to be in your path, they come into your path. I've been crossing paths with a lot of people.
And I was just going to say, and there's one other thing about you. You're strong, you're driven, and people want to be like that. So they're drawn into you.
I hope so.
There's going to be those who are not, but I think the majority of business owners, they're trying to achieve goals. And when they see somebody that's achieving, they go after it. Especially, I'm not talking about the ones they've made it. They're sitting pretty on their yacht. I'm not talking about those people, at least for me. I'm talking about the people who work at it and get it done. And you're that leader, and I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So when you think, obviously my strength area is about lead generation, and you're generating leads in the areas that you do things. And there's so much more I want to discuss here. But when you're thinking about lead generation today, what are some of the things that relate to, what do they need to be doing? Because you're a collaborator, you're bringing people together. What should they be doing that you teach and coach that might be related to that? Is it networking or what?
Anything that can be done right should be done. The people I meet sometimes say, I network, I go to 40 meetings a week, nothing's happening.
Yeah.
And I try to perform and I try to put so much out there, nothing's happening. But instead of being the most interesting person in the room and showing off your expertise, I would say be interested. Be interested in what other people have to say. and be a giver first. I think I learned this from BNI, but it doesn't just apply to BNI. Give first. When you offer value, when you have something for other people to grow, something for them to learn, then people would affectionately flock towards you.
Right.
So when I'm in a networking room, I never am like, I coach, come, I'll give you a free discovery session. Instead, do you want to grow your business? Do you want to meet other people where you might find a referral partner or a client or a collaborator? Come to these free meetings that I run. Now it's a paid it's $27 a month, but when people were $27 a month, do I have that much? And now they're like, it's the best investment I've made. They get to be in places where they never used to be before. They meet people they never thought they would meet. And they're doing things that they thought they would never do. Accountability pods, I started off on a whim. And
that's the power of community that I think it gets overlooked, especially when you're not a part of it. Yeah, for me personally, I was a school teacher for 15 years before I started digital marketing. They actually overlapped for a long time. But the bottom line is, I had information I wanted to share. I got trained formally in digital marketing. I've been out in the digital marketing world. I wanted to put it out there. I knew about communities. I wasn't really driven by it, but then AI came along and it just kind of said, guess what? You're going to put a community together. Otherwise, you're no different than all the AI out there. Mm-hmm. And so, the power of community I'm discovering, especially back full time as an entrepreneur, community is something where I've been weak in, and community is what I got to build. So I thought, last year, I said, I'm going to get started on some of these processes of things I'm not doing. I put together my Flip Your Marketing flops. It used to be a virtual summit during COVID, but then I decided I liked doing the interviews. I didn't like some things about organizing the summit, so I thought I would put together a podcast and get out there and start interviewing people and get to know more of the community, because I've been hiding away. And again, you lead me in that direction. And you started your community with only 70, or you got like 70 members in the first couple of months. Can you expand on that a little bit? I've been waiting to ask you that.
It sounds like, oh, how did she do that? But no, it actually started in 2020. It started in 2020, and people built up the respect for each other at that time, and the trust in each other built up at that time, the trust in me. It was free until I fell sick and I was almost dying. When I came back, I restarted it. It was free. It started very small again. Early 2023 or late 2023. And then in 2024, I think I ran the most collaborations and the most number of meetings ever. And very recently in 2025, something put me off, because when things are available for free, people take it for granted. Mm-hmm. And it's not as valuable when it's a large community. One day I just threw a poll on Zoom when we had a big meeting. I said, what if this community started charging you? And they had 3 options. One was absolutely summer, because this community means a lot to me. $25, $27 is not too much. Can't remember the second option. But third one, nah, I'm out of here. And I looked across the room. There were 30 people or 40 people on that day. And I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the people that are going to say, nah, I'm out of here. And those exactly were the people that said, nah, I'm out of here. So September 1st is when it's going to become a paid network. So August 15 until September 1st, if you want to grab the membership right away, you get a little discount. And I had 70 founding members. Now we are at 80. Yeah, some people dropped off, or financial, or they moved on or whatever. But now we are 80 plus, and we are super thriving and happy. And my focus is to help each other, each person, each member build and grow. Meet the right people, get referral partners.
I have many more questions. This has been one of the most powerful interviews I've had that you're carrying easily. I do have more questions. Some of them are completely, maybe a little bit different area. I do have the word posting parties that I wanted to ask you about here. The community thing is where I'm moving forward into. So I'm learning from you all the time. And I appreciate that, because the pricing challenge has been something for me as well. And I know there's going to be those who pay, and then there's going to be those who would like to pay less. I'm seeing what the competitors are doing in my space. I know what they used to do. I know what they're doing now, so I got to adjust to what they're doing now. But by the same token, I've asked in mastermind groups, what would you pay to be a part of things like this? And I've gotten pricing all over the place. I'm launching right now. And that's still one of my key areas that I struggle with mentally. Am I going to be good at that or not? And so it's good to hear you tell me these things. Moving on, I wanted to ask you, I remember the word posting parties on your materials. Can you tell us a little bit about the posting parties, please? Okay, so posting parties. You were starting to talk about your posting parties. I wanted to know a little bit about what the posting parties are.
Okay, so LinkedIn. LinkedIn, everybody wants to be an authority on LinkedIn, right? Get seen more. But LinkedIn has its algorithms. Very recently, it's changed its algorithm to 360 brew, and it takes a look at the profile as a whole. LinkedIn's algorithms would show your posts to very few people. If they engage with it, then it would show to more people. But your number of impressions would be like under 100, sometimes 50. And so people were struggling with that, and so was I. So we thought, why not everybody post around, the same time in the morning and engage with all the posts by evening? So what LinkedIn thinks is, oh, this post must be great. Let me show it to more people. So normally when your LinkedIn posts don't get engagements, like you scroll through your posts, one like, but all of a sudden your posts have like way too much engagement. Like 15 to 20 people, or at least 15 people per team, they post a real value post, not a sales post. And lots of people get to engage with it. So the number of impressions on the posts go much further than what it normally used to be. And gradually it catches up. And LinkedIn starts thinking that this person is really somebody that brings value in. So the moment they post, show their post to other people. So it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. But we go one at a time. And then 3-4 months later, depending on your consistency, your impressions are like gone from 70 to 80 to 1,050.
Wow.
That means your posts are seen by a wider number of audience.
Absolutely.
Hence the LinkedIn posting parties.
Got it. I saw LinkedIn posting parties. I've been working on LinkedIn. I've been through classes on LinkedIn and everything else. I wonder what she's talking about. I got to ask her and learn a little bit more about it, but that makes a lot of sense, as everything you do does. Okay, let's see. I'm going to start wrapping things up here. So I wanted to say one thing. This is Flip Your Marketing Flops. My typical area is about lead generation. All the topics that you're talking about relate to lead generation and things of that nature. So with the name of my platform being Flip Your Marketing Flops, which is something my wife named, and she did that in passing by. I'm struggling with something for a week, and I say, hey, Jen. And she says, oh, Flip Your Marketing Flops, as she's going by. That's how she is. Anyway, I always like to ask my clients this. What would be your biggest marketing flop, and how did you recover from it? You never had a marketing flop.
I wouldn't call it a flop. Well, if I did something and flopped, that would be a flop. But I have a flaw. I have my marketing plans. I don't execute them sometimes because I'm too busy flipping other people's flops.
Well, you've gotten past the main part of it. I did something years ago. I was working for a company doing Google Ads. That's been where my powerhouse was. And back in the day, they didn't have a recovery button at Google. Nowadays, if you make a mistake and you delete the whole account, they've got a way they can push a button and they can bring it right back.
Bring it back, yeah.
In 2010, that was 2012, they didn't have something like that. And one Friday night, I'm doing things to close up my computer real quickly and get out of there to beat traffic. And I somehow delete everything in the account on my Google Ads account. I came back that Monday morning, and my boss says, and he was a young guy, he was younger than me, but he looked at me, he says, Joe, he says, by chance, what did you do on Friday when you were at the end of the day? Because they could see in Google the last time I had done something. And I said, I just logged out. And he says, well, you logged out and you cleared out the campaigns that you were working on. You deleted them. And so we got with Google, and Google didn't have a fast way of putting them back together. Thank goodness I had been organized and was able to quickly get them back up and running. But that was my biggest flop, and that's kind of where the motivation behind Flip Your Marketing flops kind of, you have experience because you've made some flops a lot of times. So,
One thing that comes to mind is when I was very sick and I was given 2 weeks to live, I deleted everything I had online. I wasn't very active on LinkedIn at the time. So LinkedIn stayed, but my website, my list, my CRM, my Instagram, Facebook doesn't let you delete itself. It'll give you 4 weeks. Visit back in 4 weeks, and if you're still going to go delete, then you can delete. But I deleted everything.
Wow.
And I had from scratch in 2023.
And you've recovered. Good for you.
So 9,000 list, 9,000 people on my list. No.
Wow.
I'm building from scratch. I'm at 3,500 now. No.
Wow. So you were at 9,000, now you're at 3. Wow. Summer, I feel for you. So moving forward, then I have a question that I wanted to ask you. It's about your phrase, get stuff done. By the way, I'm saying stuff because I've been famous for having a potty mouth. And I vowed to stop sometime in the last year. And I'm doing a lot better. So that's why I'm purposely not saying this so that my kids don't come at me and say, Dad, we got video of you. So anyway,
I can say it though.
I'm sorry?
I can say it though.
Yes, you can. So for the solopreneur who's listening, the solopreneur who's overwhelmed with your main get stuff habit, what should they do to make sure that they're getting stuff done? In other words, they're overwhelmed that things aren't happening for them. What would you have them do? What would you coach them and tell them to do to get things rolling?
If I could put everything in a nutshell, imagine all your problems, why you're not getting it done, and put that on somebody else. Like, I'm not doing these things because I don't have the time, okay? But imagine it's Joe, and now Joe is my client. So how am I going to help Joe? I'm just going to say, Joe, just do it. Now flip it back to you.
Nike,
yeah.
Just do it. I like that.
Just do it, yes. We have mastermind where I said this. What is your biggest problem? Discuss in your breakout room, what is your biggest problem right now? And everyone in the room can give you solutions. And everybody talked about their problems and went around the room for solutions. And everybody said the same thing. Oh, it's nothing. Just do it. Don't overthink it. Now come back to your own problem.
You hear that so often. There's little things that I like to have up, messages like that. Just do it. You do it now. Don't do it later, because later may not come. Keep it simple, silly. I've changed it now. It's keep it super simple. Yeah. That way I don't offend anybody.
Keep it simple, superhero.
There you go. I like that one. And those kinds of things are motivating. But the reality is there's no magic formula. You got to go. You got to do it. Well, first of all, we're getting towards the end of this, so I want to kind of start wrapping it up here. One of the things I wanted to ask you about was you're doing so many things. You've coached so many people, 300 and something people. You've put together all these summits. What are some of the projects that you're launching for 2026 that you're most excited about right now?
October is going to be an annual program. I'm hoping to make it bigger than everything. I've only discussed it with a few of my very close community members. It's going to be called the Collabathon. We're involving a lot of people to get big collaborations going. So where people actually meet people that they can join hands with, start virtual joint ventures with.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm looking forward to right now.
I'm looking forward to be a member of it or to jump into it. Big behind the scenes. I've never been about promoting myself as far as all that sort of thing, yet that's the thing I need to do the most. And so I will hide if I'm allowed to hide, but I'm trying not to hide these days. And it's been a year and 9 days that I've been working hard at this, and I'm still working at it. So hold me to this. And
my best advice to you would be, you were talking about starting a community. Start your community and love them so much that they will promote you. You never have to promote yourself.
I appreciate that. Your book, you mentioned is Stop Mind the Gap. You said you're offering as a lead magnet. Is that what you said here?
The audio version of it. The audio version of it. The
Got it.
soft copy is out there on Amazon selling at just $5. The hard copy is launching mid-February or late February. Still
Okay.
working on the hard copy. Once the hard copy comes, it'll be in every bookstore possible.
Okay, so that's something that I can make sure that I offer to the audience here then.
Yes.
Okay. And where can the listeners to this podcast be able to find you on the internet?
LinkedIn would be my go-to.
Okay.
I live on LinkedIn. I recently unsubscribed to notifications because pop-up happens, but I check there about 350 gazillion times a day.
Same here.
Mm.
When we had our little internet mishap here in the middle of the podcast, I heard
Fall
the
back
ding
on
and I said,
LinkedIn.
hey. Yeah, so I said, oh, that's the LinkedIn ding. And so I keep it open a lot now, and I didn't used to. Now I know that's the place to reach you for sure.
Yeah,
And
also
so
my YouTube channel.
Your YouTube channel,
Mhm.
which a lot of videos on it from a short period of time.
Yeah. My
Powerful.
YouTube just turned 1.5 years old.
Okay, great. You've got a lot of stuff on there for it only being that length of time.
Consistency.
Good for you. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Is there anything else that you really wanted to share that you're involved in, or anything else that you'd like to share before we conclude this?
Just communities. I'm a part of 3 or 4 communities that I totally love. I look for people who think differently from me because I love to learn from perspectives. And I read a lot. So if I could leave one advice for people, if you want to improve your personality, read a lot and start implementing. Just read and implement.
That's powerful. I turn around and take a lot of videos, and I'm now using AI to help me summarize the videos, because what I'll do is I'll watch the video, get sidetracked, come back to it, get sidetracked. But by having AI give me my outline for the video, I'm getting a lot done a lot faster. So is there anything that I should have asked you today that I didn't ask you?
I think you covered everything.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, Summer, with this, I'm going to say thank you very much for being here, and we're going to conclude at this point. So, Summer, thank you very much
Thank you for
being
having me
today.
here. It was such fun talking to you.
Absolutely. I appreciate you in more ways than you realize.
I do you.
Well, thank you, Summer. Flip Your Marketing Flops is the digital marketing and lead generation podcast where you can listen in on the latest digital marketing and lead generation trends and tips through conversations with marketing professionals. We're helping service businesses and entrepreneurs produce better marketing results. Tune into our latest episode on your favorite listening platform. Get involved with the show. There are many ways to do so. You can email me here at the show. Just use joe@flipyourmarketingflops.com. If you enjoy the content on this channel, let me know. If you have a digital marketing topic you would like to know more about, tell me about it. And if there is someone you think I should have on the show, just give me their name. You are crucial to the success of this show, just as I want to be helpful in the success of your business, and I want to give you information you want to know about. So be sure to subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and comment below. For more information, visit flipyourmarketingflops.com. Remember, every marketing flop is just a lesson waiting to be flipped. Flip Your Marketing Flops is the digital marketing and lead generation podcast where you can listen in on the latest digital marketing and lead generation trends and tips through conversations with marketing professionals. We're helping service businesses and entrepreneurs produce better marketing results. Tune into our latest episode on your favorite listening platform. Get involved with the show. There are many ways to do so. You can email me here at the show. Just use joe@flipyourmarketingflops.com. If you enjoy the content on this channel, let me know. If you have a digital marketing topic you would like to know more about, tell me about it. And if there is someone you think I should have on the show, just give me their name. You are crucial to the success of this show, just as I want to be helpful in the success of your business, and I want to give you information you want to know about. So be sure to subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and comment below. For more information, visit flipyourmarketingflops.com. Remember, every marketing flop is just a lesson waiting to be flipped.